Hey guys, my name is Matthew Toomey. I'm 30 years old and I'm aspiring to run sub 3 hours in the marathon and qualify for Boston. So there are a couple of reasons for wanting to make this channel. The first is I got a GoPro Hero 8 and I wanted to make some cool footage. But the main reason for wanting to make this channel is basically to use my knowledge and experience to help maybe inspire some beginner runners or help beginner or intermediate runners maybe get some new personal bests or even just run a 5K or run a marathon, and maybe to help you guys not make the same mistakes that I made over the last 21 years. Whether it be not taking it serious, not being consistent, not developing a base. Those are things that I'm obviously going to touch upon, but it wasn't just until probably about 2 years ago that I actually started really coming into my own and really seeing some major improvements in my running, and I want to relay that experience to you guys. So why don't I take you over to the bike path that I'll be doing my run today, and we'll talk more there. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to go today. I'm kind of nursing an IT band syndrome injury. Yesterday I did go 20 kilometers and the day before I went 16. So I'm hoping for another 20 plus kilometer day. That's to be seen. I'll let you know as soon as the pain starts, or if the pain starts, I'm going to stop. So I'm not sure how exactly long I'm going to go, but anyways, here's the bike path that I'll be going to. So let's get this thing started. Alright, as I show you this video footage, I'll cut back and forth between me at home talking versus my running videos. So until then. So the majority of channels that I've come across on YouTube that tend to be, helpful or inspiring things for beginner runners is a lot of elite runners trying to help beginner runners get into it, which is great. I mean, I personally love to watch these videos. Who doesn't want to learn from the best, right? These guys are running sub 15-minute 5Ks or 2-hour 19 marathons. Of course you want to learn from these guys, but what I also kind of wish that I would see is more people that are, not quite as talented as those people who are still seeing some major improvements and major success. Like me personally, I've been running cross country since grade 4, which is 21 years ago. When I was 9 years old, that's when I started getting into it. But I was always like a middle of the pack runner. I never really saw any success. I always had trouble with pacing, going off too quickly because I was always like that sprinter, like I always had first place finishes in sprinting events in my school, but then I was a middle of the pack long distance runner. I just didn't have that natural talent that a lot of people do have. And this middle of the pack mentality kind of went all the way through till high school. And even in college, I would struggle even to break 4 minutes per kilometer during an entire race. Even my 10K PB after I think my time running in college was 40:40. So that wasn't even a 4 minute per kilometer pace. I held that PB all the way until last year. My New Year's resolution for 2019 was actually to run my first marathon. Initially, it was to run a marathon. That's all I wanted to do. It didn't matter what the time was. So I started training right from January. It was the first time of my entire life that I actually ran in the winter. That's right, I never ran in the winter. I might have been doing 40 kilometers a week in January, and then I just slowly increased my base and increased my mileage. And I ended up getting to the point where I was confident that I could run a marathon. So then instead, I said, okay, well, maybe I'll aim for a 3:15 marathon. And then I got confident with that. So I said, you know what, 3:10, 3:05. And then I eventually said, you know what, maybe I could qualify for Boston this year. And so I ran a marathon, and I actually ran it in 3 hours and 42 seconds.
So it's 42 seconds off. My Strava, on the other hand, said that I ran it in 2:58:06, which unfortunately they go official, but you know, I also found that maybe I wasn't cutting every corner, you know, it was kind of rookie mistakes and stuff, but overall, 3 hours and 42 seconds for your first marathon is pretty good. You know, it's a 4 minute and 16 per kilometer pace. I was quite happy with that. After I failed to, you know, qualify for Boston, which was my goal, I kind of made this year even further my mission. So I increased my training. I've really been putting in the work. I've knocked tons of time off my PBs. For example, I went from a 40-40 10K, and now I'm down to a 37:49, which I just got about 2 weeks ago. My 5K, I haven't really done many time trials, but I did get that down as well, from 19:16 down to an 18:29. So I'm seeing major improvements, and I'm confident, and especially when I'm doing marathon training and I'm getting all my 10K and 5K PBs down, I think that's massive. And I think a lot of it comes down to base training. However, I think my biggest accomplishment that I've had this year was I actually got my half marathon PB from 1 hour 25 minutes and 30 seconds, I believe, to 1 hour 23 minutes and 17 seconds. So yeah, if you guys do want any tips and tricks from this guy who's been running for a long time, and I'll try to do maybe a video per week and just try to do some different types of videos of, like, you know, going through like base and tempo runs and speed workouts and long runs and all that stuff, and talk more in depth about that. Also, if you guys are at all interested in my training for the upcoming marathon that I have in October, I'll put a link on Strava down below. You guys could follow me and whatnot and interact through there as well. Also, if you guys leave a comment here, I'm going to be answering all comments that I can. I just want to be as helpful as I possibly can and as interactive with you guys, because I want to try to create a community here, because I really, really enjoy, you know, interacting about running and all things fitness.
So yeah, the run went well today. I ran 24 kilometers at a 4:29 pace, which is pretty all right. Knee felt good. I didn't want to push it any more than that. But if you like this video, hit the like button, maybe leave a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.